Thank you so much, Alistair and Pavlina, for being so wonderful hosts. And thank you to our guest speakers. I'm one of you with a bit of a slightly different task. Well, creativity is all about disruption. And together we are going to go through a little experiment, but allow me to reveal more about that a bit later today. So I would like to open our discussion by thinking and reflecting about how can we bring possibilities and opportunities for sustainability back into reality. So this is exactly what Alistair was talking about earlier, about how can we turn great ideas into action. And I'm just looking at Simone, being a very passionate speaker, and I would like to address the first question to you, if I may, and ask you, what are the transformational changes in the fashion industry that actually get us towards that holistic approach that you spoke about earlier on, in order to bring opportunity back into our reality?
Mamma mia, it's quite a question. One is the work on materials. The work of materials which is going on today goes this direction. And you know they are in Central St. Martin's this much better than me. We collaborated also with you in the past. Man-made man-made fibers, human-made fibers, cellulosics and biopolymers and all these kind of materials. We are working in Congo on a project to transform bamboo without using chemicals and this and that. We know that the bulk of emissions in the supply chain come from the production of materials. So that is and also in the final usage, it's related to materials, the micro shedding of plastics and so on. So that's one, getting out of polyester, having alternatives and so on, and then using cotton in a different way. The cotton we use in Burkina Faso and in Mali is pluvial cotton, so there isn't the problem of irrigation we mentioned this morning when they were speaking about irrigation. I wanted to stand up down there, but we use pluvial cotton and we don't use irrigated cotton. The other one is the online trade. Online trade, because this, in a way, opens the door to more possibility of interaction on supply of information and transparency and reporting. Then there is the work of international organizations, regional organizations, and government on regulation, reporting. I mentioned the new directive, forthcoming directive of the European Union on corporate sustainability reporting. It will be out 2022, 2023, the first year in which we have to produce reports is 2024. It will be a very important point. And then there is the huge effort on circularity. This industry is lagging behind the schedule on circularity. This industry is a laggard, absolutely, because you look at the circularity rate of the industry is miserable. But there are experiences in this that are extremely interesting. Circularity means a lot of things, and Bettina Heller of UNEP will speak about this in the next panel. They have a fantastic work, and Bettina is super good. She will explain everything. But it means a lot of things, but all these things have now small pilots that are testing them. We have one of them in Kenya, where with investors we are creating a circular factory, receiving unsold fashion garments that are repurposed and then sold as accessories and other things. This thing of circularity is to be studied. We do not know the implication for the global division of labor, which we will have implications on that, on social justice and all the rest. We will have implications. We do not know the kind of value we create, but this initial, very early, we are too late, we should do more, efforts on circularity are something that may shape the future.
Thank you. That's very powerful, and actually gives me an opportunity to actually shift from the macro level to the micro level. And I'm just looking at you, Alex, who spoke a lot about...
You'll have to do it very quickly.
Yeah,
Chryssi, because we're very low on time.
Okay, different initiatives.
Go ahead.
So I would like to ask you, what do you think are the responsibilities of the policymaker as part of this whole picture, given that you represent policymaking?
I mean, obviously, as we've said, there's a responsibility for everyone in this. And on this issue, more than any other, you really need a convergence of actors and of agency. The policymakers, usually what's lacking is political will.
Yeah.
I don't have the feeling on this specific sector it's as crucial as it usually is. There is political will to act. There is an increasing understanding that this is becoming important. It wasn't that not that long ago. Now it is, for the various reasons that Simone has explained. But just as I would like to refer to what Jorgo Papandreou said before at the end of the previous session, when he was talking about this democratic transition, for the reasons why the object at stake is actually everyone's object, which is close in our daily life. I think the only way to achieve this, it's via smaller scale projects and bigger scale projects, and it's with the awareness of everyone. That means peer pressure, that means consumer pressure, that comes together with peer pressure between industrial producers, and on top of this, of course, some regulatory normative power that is coming from the policymaker. So it's really a trial in terms of achieving maximum efficiency.
Absolutely. And just going into a trial and error approach, I'm just going to stand up now and I'm going to guide all of you through a little experiment. You see, at Central St. Martin's, we teach about creativity. We like to think that through creativity, we can approach different problems with different solutions. And we also are passionate about creativity breaking barriers and removing hierarchies. And by just getting everyone's expertise, actually, we can find solutions to problems. So please come with me on this journey. So I would like all of you to reflect upon your leadership journey. Great, I have some attention. People are just looking at me, which is fantastic. So reflect upon your leadership journey. You're experts in your own fields. You represent different sectors. And just look around you for a second and find an object, and here it comes. Find an object that represents how we can bring opportunities for sustainability into your own reality. You can look into your bag, you can see on your table, if you think of a project, and this is also a question for the chairs and for our speakers, think of a project or find a project that represents this opportunity for change. Okay, you have 20 seconds and your time starts now. So let's see, come on, let's get our creative muscles going. Think, look inside your bags, think of a project. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, please put your answer in the chat box if it is activated. Come on, let's try. Let's all be brave together. This is The Economist. They're giving us the floor to be a bit more creative. It's afternoon, so just try to find an object. Find an object. Yeah, all right, fantastic. Okay, I would like to ask you just to tell us briefly your name and the object that you found. Sorry, let's have, could we have please a microphone? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mark Rogers and I have this beautiful hat. And what's amazing about this hat is that this fiber is 100% organic, totally sustainably harvested. It's zero carbon. It's an amazing fiber. It's been coppiced from a plantation over 100 years old. It's fair trade production. It's an intangible cultural asset. It's hand-woven in Ecuador. It's a part of their culture, and it's a wonderful, sustainable product. And it's fashion.
And great, so that represents hope for you for the future. Great, thank you very much for being so brave. Can we just please give a round of applause? I'm just going to come back now to the floor, and I will ask all of us to think of, including Pavlina and Alistair, to actually think of a message that you would like to convey to our audience and the world about bringing opportunity back to reality. Simone?
An object.
No, you can think of an object, or you can convey a message, anything.
but the message is always the same. It's a message that I shared many years ago with Kerry and her team when they were creating Fashion Revolution and we were creating the Ethical Fashion Initiative. Get engaged, be informed and get engaged, be part of the change. It's never too late. You've got to do it, guys.
Great. Carrie, what is your message that you would like to convey to our audience?
Well, I'd like to say to the industry that we need to ensure that we don't prioritise shareholder profit over the well-being of workers and the health of our ecosystems and our precious environment.
No sound?
Try again.
Yeah.
I'd like to say we shouldn't.
Hold on. Get the mic.
There's a mic.
I tried to give you my mic here, but it's
More trouble than it's
doesn't
worth.
work.
I'd like to say to the industry that we shouldn't prioritise shareholder profit over the well-being of workers and the health of our precious ecosystems.
Great, fantastic. Alistair, what is your message?
Apart from the hat envy that I'm now suffering, which I wasn't expecting in the slightest, I think, I've always been fascinated by fashion because it reflects the human appetite for individuality. We all, from a cave era onwards, we've all wanted to express our individuality. I would just say there are more ways than objects to express your individuality. You can do it through your mind, through your language, through many other things. So perhaps we need fewer things in order to express that we're different from other people.
Absolutely. Pavlina?
Well, what I'm wearing is a fast fashion dress, the least sustainable, that may contain around 8,000 microchemicals, workers' exploitation, women exploitation, even, that goes together, probably the wrong gender and role models. And if we want that to change, if we really mean to bring systemic change in the paradigm shift, we have to start from the fundamentals.
Fantastic. Anne, what about you? What is your message to the world and our audience?
Message to the world. No, I agree. I think the main thing is for us also to listen to others. If we want to create change, we can't just amplify our message. We also have to listen to people who don't necessarily have the platform and the voice to talk about their experiences. So first of all, for me, things start with empathy and listening. But second of all, also reminding people on creativity and nature. And the solutions that we're looking for might be actually far more adventurous and far more innovative than we can imagine at the moment.
Thank you. And last but not least, Alex, what is your message?
I would say be critical and outspoken about what you're wearing on a daily basis. Try as much as you can with the means you have to privilege quality over quantity. And if you have a daring idea, don't be afraid of it. Come out with it, talk about it, spread it, inform, and maybe come with some innovative idea that will help everyone.
Fantastic. Be daring.
What's your idea, Chryssi, apart from putting everybody on the spot?
Well, it's about be daring and vulnerable.
Okay, fantastic.